Hello guys, and welcome back to a new video. This one is going to be a follow-up for the previous video, which is this one right here. So I showed you how you can spot liquidity sweeps with high accuracy. For me personally, identifying that a run on a certain high or a certain low is only a sweep on liquidity and price will likely to reverse is pretty much the most important skill, because you are basically predicting the next move. So I gave you a mechanical process, right? And I also gave you 5 factors that if you see on the chart, you know that the run on that high or that low is only a sweep and price will reverse after that. And again, with really high accuracy. So in this video, I'm going to give you examples, live trade examples that I took. So I don't like to show hindsight examples, right? I'm going to show you how you can apply the things that we discussed here in live markets. So without any further introductions, let's just get started. A quick refresher before we start the breakdowns, the trade breakdowns. This is the summary of the previous video. High probability sweeps. How to identify sweeps. First of all, you need to see price inside a zone, inside a point of interest. You need to see price takes an old swing, not a fresh swing. We need to see price takes an old swing to the left. Swing high or swing low. Preferably inside that zone, inside that point of interest. If not, just below it. Third condition is that we need to see price close back inside the range. And then a CSS confirmation and then a target. So let's move on to the first example and see how that looks like in the chart. So as you can see, the first example and all of these examples I shared on my Twitter account, but without any explanation, right? So let me explain to you what happened based on these factors right here, these conditions. So the first condition is we need to see price inside this zone. As you can see here, we have this zone right here from this high to this low. This is a swing point. Price was expanding higher. We have a pullback and then continue to the upside, and then price continue to the upside. So this is a valid zone. Some of you will say that we didn't have a valid pullback, but it doesn't matter because this is the 1 minute time frame. On a time frame like the 15-second to 30-second, this is a valid zone and it will still push price to the upside. So we are inside the zone. The next condition is we need to see price takes an old swing. In our case, this is the old swing right here. We have this one right here, but we also have this one right here. As you can see, I know that this is not the clearest example or the clearest swing, but this is a 3 candle formation. So basically this is a swing low. And also inside the zone we have this wick right here. This is the hidden SND, all right, wicks, or maybe you call it a rejection block, right? If you're an ICT trader, doesn't matter. Price liquidated this swing and then tapped into this block right here. So we have the second factor checked, take an old swing. The third condition is we need to see price close back inside the range. So basically, price close back inside the range, which is from this high right here to the upside. We don't really have that here. As you can see, price closed just below the swing, just below the range, but that's okay. As you can see, we have a huge rejection. We have a sweep, right? A run below this low, and then a huge rejection to the upside. For me, that's all right, and I don't need for price to close all the way above the range right here, because the logic of closing back inside the range is that price needs to show willingness that it wants to reverse, signs of rejection. For me, this is a sign of rejection. This candle opened here, traded all the way to here, and then quickly reversed. So this is a clear sign of rejection. So this one is partially checked. The third condition or the fourth condition is the CSS confirmation. Basically, we need a body closure above the candle that created the low. So for example, we have this low right here, right? And we have this high. The high created this low. We need price to close above the candle right here. And we do have that here. And I'm going to show you in a second why I didn't wait for the whole closure right here. And then finally, we need a target. A target, we have that here. We have this unmitigated zone. I told you that the target can be equal highs, right? In the forms of lower resistance liquidity or unmitigated zone. In this case, we have unmitigated zone. Right here, we also had equal highs here, right? But for me, the priority is this zone right here, from this low to this high. This is unmitigated. The price closed below it here, and we didn't have any retracement to it. So this is the first example, and let me show you what happened inside here, all right? Why I didn't wait for the price to close above this candle and then wait for retracement and then enter. So as you can see, this is the 5-second time frame. This is the 60-second time frame, the 1-minute time frame, and this is a 5-second time frame. So what happened inside the 5-second time frame? So this is a top into that hidden SND, and we have a rejection to the upside. And as you can see, price was generating liquidity. Price, as you can see, was generating liquidity. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal lows. This is insane, and you can obviously expect price to run these lows before continuing higher, and we do have that here. So let's run this list once again on this fractal. We are inside the zone, right? We are inside that zone. We did take an alt swing, all these alt swings right here. Price was trading high right here, and then one more time sweeping all these alt swings, all these alt lows. We have that here. Did we close back inside the range? We do have that here. So this candle that swept these lows closed back inside the range. Do we have a CSS confirmation? Yes, we closed above this right here. This candle closed above this high. So this is the CSS confirmation. And I entered on the retracement. So I didn't put my stop loss here. I put it here. As you can see, instead of putting my stop loss here, by just going to the lower time frames, I managed to take way more RR. I believe this was like a 3R on a 4R trade. Stop loss below the sweep. And all the conditions here are checked. So this is a really beautiful example, and this was from today's price action, from today's trading on NQ. Let's move on now to the second example, and this one is really beautiful. Let's move this to the side. So what do we have right here? First of all, we have this high right here. Price was trading lower, and this is the 5-minute time frame, right? This was also from today's price action. Price was trading lower, and then one more time sweeping this high right here. We have a sweep, closed inside the range, right? Forget about the first condition. We're going to talk about it later on. We have taken an alt swing. We closed back inside the range. As you can see, this candle took this high and then closed back inside the range. And then we have the CSS confirmation. Here, this candle is a black candle closed below this low right here with the body closure, right? So we have the CSS confirmation, and also we have targets like here. As you can see, low resistance liquidity. So now this right here will become the zone. This is a zone, right? I hope you are following with me. This is a CSS zone, right? A 5-minute CSS zone. Price traded back to it, created this swing, and then started trading lower, right? And then one more time trading above this swing, sweeping this high, and closed back inside the range. So let's run this process once again. We are inside this zone, which is this candle right here. We took an old swing, which is this one right here. It is relatively old, right? Because price traveled all the way to the lower band of the area and then one more time sweeping this high. So this is also valid. We also have a close back inside the range, as you can see here. We closed back inside the range. We didn't close above it. And we have the CSS confirmation, which is right here with this candle right here, closed below it. And then all we need is a target, which is these lows right here, also this low. So I entered from the retracement, right? Price retraced, and then I took my short from here and immediately to my target. So this is a really beautiful example, right? Again, from today's price action, if you want to review it. Let's move on to another example, and this one is really clean. So what do we have here? First of all, let's go here. We have a zone. From this low to this high, this is a valid zone, a swing point. Price traded to here, the first stop, and it generated equal highs. Price trading lower, and then one more time, sweeping those highs, as you can see here. And then what happened? We took an alt swing inside the zone, close back inside the range. We have that here, as you can see, close back inside the range. CSS confirmation, yes. As you can see, this candle right here, we closed right here with this candle. This candle closed below this one. So this is also checked. We retraced back into this candle. So here you go. Beautiful retracement. And then we have a target, as you can see. These equal lows, smooth edges. So unfortunately, this wasn't my entry. I didn't see this. But my entry was something similar to it. And it happened just after a few seconds. So what happened next is that we have this zone right here. We have this unmitigated zone. Price taps into it one more time, or for the first time, trading lower. One more time trading into it, but failed to take this high right here. Let me zoom in. Failed to take this high, trading lower, and then one more time sweeping both of these two highs. So we are inside the zone, this one right here. We took an alt swing, yes. Close back inside the range, yes. And a CSS confirmation also happened here. Also have a target, which is these equal highs, this one and these two. So I didn't wait for the CSS confirmation because I was too confident with my bias. I know that price is gonna go to here. So the CSS confirmation is only to confirm your idea. I strongly recommend you to always wait for the CSS. But for me, this was too obvious. All right, so this is a beautiful example. And let's move on to the final example. And we're going to wrap this video. So here we are inside the zone. This one is a little bit complicated or it's not obvious. But I just want to make sure that this happens all the time. And it doesn't need to be obvious. All right. Start with the obvious examples, of course, and then work your way up to the complex examples. So we are inside the zone, right? Here, from this low to this high. Price runs an old high right here. Here, as you can see. So we have a run above this old high, and then we closed below it. We also have the CSS confirmation right here. So now this becomes a zone. Inside now this zone, inside this 1 minute CSS, this 1 minute candle, we have also a sweep. We have a sweep right here. Price generated this high, started trading lower. One more time trading above it, sweep it, close above the range. Close below the range, inside the range here. And then we have the CSS confirmation happened here with this candle right here. So now this will become another candle, another 1 minute CSS. And I took the short once price retraced back into it and into this SNDR, this fractal right here. And the target for this one was the 50% of a 1 hour area, all right? A 1 hour swing point, the 50% of it, and price eventually hit that 50% of it. Let me show you one final example, and this is a hindsight example. I didn't take this trade, but it is quite interesting. So what happens here? We have this fractal right here. Fractal can also be considered as a zone. A fractal on the 1 hour, which is from this high to this low of the wick and then price continue. This is a pullback, right? Inside the candles. For example, this is also a pullback. Right? As you can see, price generated this high right here and started trading higher. And now we have a range, right? A range. And what do we have below it? An unmitigated zone, right? So what happens is that we swept this high right here, this low. We tapped inside the zone, so we are inside the zone. We took an alt swing to the left and we closed above the range. We closed inside the range, as you can see here, right? And also we have the CSS confirmation. It happened right here. And do we have a target? Yes, we have all these equal highs right here. Beautiful equal highs. Not really equal, but relative equal highs or smooth edges. This is low resistance liquidity. And you can take the entry once price retraces back inside this range. And as you can see, beautiful rejection to the upside. So I believe now this is the end of this video. If you have any questions, please DM me on my Twitter account or leave a comment down below and I will answer you as soon as I can. Now, happy trading and good luck.